morning, volunteers.
I'm Amanda.
I'm Avril.
And welcome back to this week's episode of LeeTV.
I hope you have a great time on Mother's Day.
Hey bro, what did you do during Mother's Day?
I spent time with my mom, Diaz, and my grandma. What about you?
I went to Corpus Christi. Speaking of which, what city would you like to live in?
I like to live in Seoul, in South Korea. What about you?
I like to live in San Diego.
Speaking of which,
Ashley wants to know what city would you like to live in?
Ashley wants to know if you can live in any city, where would it be?
Phoenix.
I moved to New York because it's really populated and I like it over there. It's fun, I guess.
Probably Los Angeles.
San Francisco, if I could afford it.
I'd like to live in Rio and Brazil.
That's pretty awesome.
I'd like to live in any city in Wyoming because I don't think it really exists. So I want to live there.
Pretty interesting.
San Antonio, Texas.
Hi, I'm David.
And hi, I'm JJ.
Tuesday on May 15th, Nisa Cinema will be hosting their 20th annual 800-pound film festival.
It is located at Santikos Northwest 14, off at I-10 West.
Be sure to bring your friends and family for this unforgettable event.
Tickets are $8 for pre-sale and $10 at the door, or you can purchase them on the day of the film festival.
And here's a sneak peek at what we'll be showing at this year's 800-pound film festival.
Why is it important to you to make a woman feel empowered?
It's important because the whole idea of empowering women means you're empowering a community.
I am a risk taker.
I am humble.
Women are purposeful.
I am real. I am creative.
If you really want to make a change, you need support from people who aren't in your group because women are considered minorities. So if you want to become the majority and make a change, you have to get support from people who aren't women.
Women make up more than half of our population. If girls thrive, our community thrives.
Trivia question of the week is, what has been the hottest temperature ever recorded in San Antonio?
Every week, we will feature a profile on one of our excellent student athletes at Lee High School. This week's athlete profile is on Michael Rodriguez.
My name is Michael Rodriguez. I wrestle, and I've been in wrestling since my freshman year. Wrestling, honestly, is like one of the best decisions I've made. It put me in the best shape of my life. The training is very intense, and the reason why I joined is because I just like the physicality of it. Honestly, balancing wrestling and school isn't that hard. You just have to be on top of your work and stay on top of your training and what you eat and all that. I made it to regionals this year because I placed 4th in district. I beat the Madison guy, the Johnson guy, the guy from, Clemens, and then I made it to the second day of regionals, lost by 1 point, didn't make it to state, but with all that, I came out 21 and 12, my record. The team, honestly, whenever you go to the wrestling matches and like the tournaments and all that, it's just like so much support from your teammates, and it's honestly really fun. Like sitting in the stands, y'all joke around. Before y'all's matches, they help you warm up, and like I'm gonna miss those guys because a lot of my time was spent with them, and I've seen them push themselves harder and harder to get better, and it's just the utmost respect for all those guys. Even though I'm graduating this year, I just really hope those guys next year, Joseph, Rocky, McKinley, all y'all, I wish y'all utmost like success in y'all season. I know y'all work hard and y'all really push yourselves in Dragon and all y'all. I just really hope y'all make it to state.
Powder Puff.
Coming in from the east, here come the seniors.
Powder Puff is a traditional game where the girls take on the role of flag football players and the boys take on the role of cheerleaders. A collaborative effort of varsity football coaches and varsity cheerleaders and dancers coaching each participant, this has been a revived tradition here at Lee, going on 5 years.
Getting ready for the halftime performance. The cheerleaders are over there stretching and getting ready, and it's going to be awesome.
Each week the boys worked very hard and rehearsed their halftime performance.
7, 8.
Now walk off. There we go.
Go take a picture.
Are y'all ready?
We're ready.
Hold on. What are you doing? Hey, boys, get in this.
Hey,
The dance and cheer coaches awarded a sash to the kicker and cheerleader of the week.
Well, and he picked up the choreography very quickly.
I think he's been to like every practice. He's here, always giving 110%.
This guy, I would say that he brought the hype and everything to Powder Puff. I think he's the one that was just like, you know what, I'm going to go to Powder Puff and I'm going to hype up every single one of them, even though if I go out there and embarrass myself. He was just like, you know, it's okay, we're doing this together.
Both teams played a hard-fought game with the seniors defeating the juniors. Lee High School looks forward to continuing this tradition next year.
So today, Gardening Club is going to teach you how to identify some of the plants in our first bed. So here we have basically an herb row. We've got sage, parsley, cilantro, dill, oregano, and rosemary all throughout, and a little bit of chives on the end too.
In our next two beds we have bush beans, leeks, onions, squash, and tomatoes.
In the fourth bed, there are bush beans, there are tomatoes, pinto beans, and if you can look, there's a couple onions here and there.
In our last bed, there is lettuce and Swiss chard.
You have the most beautiful smile. It's great. Y'all are so cute together.
Thank you.
You look beautiful. Thank you. You look cute today.
Oh, thank you so much.
I like your curly hair.
Thank
You're so
you.
pretty.
Thank you.
Angie, you're so pretty. Thank you. You have really pretty eyes.
Thank you.
Welcome back to the Unity Club Convey. I'm Aziza. Today we have one student, Bajo Mohammed. Welcome to the Unity Club Convey. How are you?
I'm good.
Okay. What country did you come from?
I came from Kenya, but my parents are originally from Somalia, and when the Civil War broke out, my mom moved to Kenya, and that's where I was born.
Tell me about your home country. What is the population and what is the major language?
The population is around 20 to 21 million. The major language is Somali.
And how many languages do you speak?
I speak English and Somali.
And what is an important holiday in your home country?
We celebrate Ramadan.
Oh, and how do you celebrate Ramadan?
It's a month of fasting where we basically go without food or water, so we know what it's like to not have anything, and you can be more appreciative towards what you have.
And what do you do after Ramadan?
We have a big celebration called Eid, which is basically celebrating that it's over.
So what is your favorite thing about US?
My favorite thing about the US is the fact that you can get an education and basically have a brighter future.
And as a senior in graduating class of 2018, what is the advice that you would like to give to our underclassmen?
To not procrastinate, because everything will catch up to you in the end.
And what is your favorite thing about Lee High School?
My favorite thing about Lee High School is the diversity, how it's very diverse and there's people from everywhere.
Okay, and thank you for being with us. We wish you all the best.
Thank you.
If you would like to be interviewed for Unity Club Conveys, contact Mrs. Bolton.
On September 5, 2000, the temperature in San Antonio rose to 111 degrees. This was the highest recorded temperature in San Antonio's history. The highest recorded temperature nationwide was in 1913 with a recorded temperature of 134 in Death Valley, California.
That concludes this week's episode of LeeTV.
There's still AP testing
and 3 weeks of school left, so make sure to finish hard and strong.
And remember, there's nothing stronger than a heart of a volunteer.